In today's video, we are going to be talking about what is without a doubt, probably the best thing I've seen from Netflix. And I'm not even kidding. I actually think this show, people might disagree with me, but I actually think that this show is indeed better than Stranger Things. What show am I talking about? I am talking about none other than Raising Dion. Hello guys and welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies.
Subscribe to Dylan's Little Hobbies right now.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. What is this show about? So it's about this little boy named Dion, of course, and his mother Nicole. And Nicole is a single mother now. She's trying to raise her son. Her husband and Dion's dad disappeared for some reason. He went off to Alaska, and during some sort of big snowstorm, they think possibly he might have died. They think he's dead. And yep, it all goes from there, because it turns out that Dion has superpowers. Yep, Dion has superpowers. It turns out that he actually got his superpowers from his dad, because the fact is, the way his dad disappeared in the first place was he was doing research as to what actually gave him powers. And what he figured out that gave him powers actually came from the events when he went to Alaska to see the Northern Lights. A meteor shower happened, and yeah, everyone who was there pretty much got superpowers. And yeah, Dion didn't know that, and of course Nicole didn't know that. They think that he's just dead, he's just gone. Turns out that a villain actually might have killed him, called the Crooked Man. And the Crooked Man has these weird electrical powers, and it's really cool. I really liked what they set up within the show itself. I mean, we have the Crooked Man. He's got electric powers, he's got storm powers, he's huge, he's terrifying, and he's coming to kill those that have superpowers. Why is that? We actually find out why that is later on in the show. And yeah, actually, one of the, absolute best twist that was not, I never saw this coming. Even though you might say, okay, it was really obvious. How could you not see that coming? Who the villain actually turned out to be, I never saw coming. I thought it was a great twist in the show. Really did like the big twist at the end when it came to the main villain. And then, Dion, he's got these superpowers. He's a young kid. He wants to be a superhero. So he actually gets some help from his dad's old best friend slash, I'm gonna say roommate, but science mate, his partner on certain projects and stuff like that. Pat was a really interesting character. I really enjoyed Pat. Pat was probably, don't get me wrong, I think Dion's the best part of the show, but Pat would honestly be my second favorite character. And it's just really because of what they did with Pat's character later on in the show that I really enjoyed Pat. Pat, mostly, he's just trying to be helpful, he's trying to find out what happened to his best friend. And of course, along the way, he kind of ends up falling in love with Nicole, Dion's mother. And of course, where the story goes from that, Pat Pat never had a girlfriend, could never keep a girlfriend. Here, his best friend has a great wife, and he's gone, and like, he didn't mean to, but they kind of start falling in love. So where that's gonna go, I'm not gonna spoil, but it definitely was a good turn of events. It was definitely a good twist in the show. I really enjoyed a lot of what happens with Dion, mostly though. Dion and him, they break into a secret lab trying to figure out what happened to Dion's dad, Pat's best friend. Steals a little crab. A little crab experiment that had, again, superpowers. Again, everyone from that place got superpowers from the light show, from the Northern Lights. And, the way they explained the whole science of how they actually got the superpowers, I really did enjoy. My absolute favorite character of the show, though, would actually have to be, without a doubt, Charlotte. She basically went up to Alaska to that whole thing to convince her friends that she wasn't, absolutely lame. But she's scared. She has these powers. She can turn invisible. She's scared of dying. She's scared of the crooked man, and she really just wants to, run away and hide. And of course, Nicole recruits her to teach, of course, Dion how to hide. But of course, Dion doesn't want to hide. This crooked man killed Dion's father. Dion might be a young child, but he's not scared to face up. He's not scared to do what he thinks is right, because of course his mom taught him to do what's right. He wants to be a hero, and it's because of Dion and Charlotte's relationship that Charlotte actually starts to change her mind. She starts to want to actually be a hero. She wants to help Dion with his powers, not just to hide, but to actually fight. She starts becoming a true friend to the family. And when the villain comes to get her, she stands up to him to protect Dion and her family. What happens with her, I'm not going to say what it is, it's a spoiler for the show, but I think this is honestly the best superhero show I've seen from Netflix. I really enjoyed this show. In fact, I actually enjoyed this more than some of the MCU films that have been coming out. Maybe not Moon Knight. Moon Knight is absolutely amazing, but I would definitely give this whole series a good 9 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. Every single second of every single episode kept me entertained, kept me guessing at what's the villain was actually going to be. And it has 2 seasons, and season 2 I think is even better than season 1. I really do enjoy the show. I would highly recommend it if you guys have not checked it out. And if you have, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about Rising Dion? I said Rising Dion. Raising Dion. I keep wanting to call it Rising Dion. It's Raising Dion. I again think it's just a fantastic show. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think that this is better than Stranger Things? Do you think that this is the best show on Netflix? I personally think it is, or at least was. Now, I'm hoping for a season 3. They alluded to a season 3 at the end of season 2, and I cannot wait to see the Mind Mover's greatest power, which of course the Mind Mover is what Dion chooses to call himself. It makes sense considering he can move things with his mind. That's basically his powers. But his power is actually that he can basically come up with new powers whenever he needs to. So it's really interesting. But over the show, when a power, he doesn't really need it anymore, doesn't really need to use it anymore, it just kind of goes like that. You know, he doesn't really know how he does any of this stuff. He just knows that he can produce powers, which I really like it. I really liked Dion. Fantastic show. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments below all of your thoughts. With that said, thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Bye.
Subscribe to Dylan's Little Hobbies right now.